Well, hello everyone. This is Carrie back with How to Homeschool My Child, and I am back to talk to you about some helpful resources for you this year during Advent, Christmas, and Epiphany. What I've discovered is a lot of people didn't really even know what Advent was. That's why I've been sharing some information today about Advent. You see, our Christmas season is really divided up into three holidays. I grew up and all we did was Christmas. My kids grew up doing Advent and Christmas, and then when they were in high school, I discovered Epiphany because we didn't celebrate it. I go to a Protestant church, and they just didn't do it. They were sort of away from all the liturgy, and yet I think it's a really important thing to do. My son-in-law actually did celebrate Epiphany when he was growing up because they were from Mexico. I'll talk more about that tomorrow, but today what I want to talk about is Advent and Christmas resources that could help you. Advent is that time between Thanksgiving and Christmas that we prepare our hearts for celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ. And so let's talk about some of the things that you could actually use in your homeschool and in your family. And the reason I like to share resources at Christmas time is a lot of moms tell me, they're trying to find time. They're trying to keep the main thing, keep their focus on Jesus. And then they're trying to homeschool and do everything at the same time and clean their house and buy gifts, and you just can't do it all. And so the number one thing I try to tell homeschool moms is this: take Christmas and put it in your homeschool. Drop all those subject areas. I did that the whole time, and my kids never lost out. They are all adults. They can all get a job. They graduated from college, and they did not miss out when we stopped homeschool in Thanksgiving, and we didn't pick it up until January. And so I think that is one of the biggest things that I would encourage homeschool moms to do. If you are still trying to juggle your writing program or your math curriculum, yes, even math, we quit doing math for a month and we did Christmas math. We did Christmas school. And I talked about a lot of things that last week when it was 2 weeks ago when I was a featured vendor here at home, Top Picks. But today what I want to do is just quickly go through the resources that I have. So some of these are, most all of them are digital, but I have a few that are not. I'm going to start with the little kids, and this is our Christmas unit study for preschoolers and kindergartners. And what we do is we choose 8 books. So let me just show you, where did those books go to that I had? Here are some of the books that you will read. One of them is The Legend of the Candy Cane. I don't have it sitting here, but another one is The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. But the whole first section are all, oh, that's the other one. This one is actually Christmas in Noisy Village, and you actually learn a little bit about Sweden. If you want to know more about it, go watch the video that I made 2 hours ago, because it was all about Christmas around the world, and I've centered on Sweden. So what this is, the Christmas unit study is, I got it out of order. Here we go. This still may not be the right order. I'll show you the book and how you teach that. And then we are going to have a Christmas carol that you can sing with your kids and some ideas of how to use that. There's imaginative play in each one of those sections. There is an art project a lot of times. There's a little description like, this is Germany, so this is Celebrate St. Nicholas Day, and this is what you're doing, and this is the story of St. Nicholas. And then there's always, every single book has an Eat Your Way Through School activity. Now this one is the Christmas tree, because that came from Germany. And this is the activity. It's a little sugar cone that you cover with frosting, and then we decorate it with mini M&Ms, trying to see which way. And then I bought the little white pearls out of the baking area. So there's one that you can do as well. And it has some other things as well, but that's the main thing. If you have preschoolers, I highly recommend it. Or preschoolers and Christmas around the world. You get 3 or 4 countries included in there as well. The other one, I'm going to go ahead and show it even, well, I just talked about it, so I won't go too much into it. But it is our Christmas unit study, Christmas around the world. Go watch the Sweden video from earlier today or last week. Go watch the Germany. But each one of these has activities. They have books to read. They tell you the story of what's going on. There's an information at the beginning on planning your unit study. And then for this whole unit, we have a quick reference chart. So here are the days, the countries, the tradition, the readings, the Christmas carols, the printables, And then we have snacks and meals and activities. And I am adding things all the time. And so, like, I just added a Germany video about St. Nicholas Day that you can go and watch in there. And so that's fun. The activity that I actually showed just recently, like 2 hours ago, was St. Lucia. Tomorrow is St. Lucia's Day, and it's December 13th. And this was the activity. And there's a demonstration of that right here in Top Picks. Look in the videos. But this goes around, and you put a candle in here and you light it. St. Lucia is the patron saint of light. And so that's why we were making that. The next resource, if you have, I would say, high school and junior high can do this completely on their own. So here we have the Star of Bethlehem, and it is a family Bible study. So your elementary ones probably couldn't do this completely on their own, but this is something for junior high and high school. They could work through it on their own. And then you could get together once a week or twice a week and talk about it. And you're going to be looking at Matthew 2. You're going to be looking at astrology and astronomy. Then you're going to be looking at heavenly bodies and trying to determine what is the Star of Bethlehem. It tells you you could do it with individual study for kids, family Bible study, or parent-led ones. There are 9 clues in Matthew 2. Well, first we're going to look at science. What's the difference between astronomy and astrology? Then there are 9 clues in Matthew 2 about what the Star of Bethlehem is. And so we're going to put on our little detective glasses, and we're going to start looking for those clues. And as you do, there's little magnifying glasses for you to write. And this isn't every page. I just printed out some. Then we look at the heavenly bodies, meteor, comet, and all of that to determine what is the Star of Bethlehem. This is a great way to tie science and Bible. So you're sitting here, I'm telling you, quit doing your regular school subjects. These are things you can actually do to tie homeschooling into Christmas, or Christmas into homeschooling. This will help you tie Bible and science together. The other 2 that I put in are going to help you with history and geography and culture. And then you're going to have some recipes, some baking, some homemaking as well. You're going to have reading and even some writing activities in those. Now, the other, I don't have it here. I don't know. I think I've lost 2 of mine. Maybe this. Okay, well, I don't have a picture. But this is my Christmas celebrations book. And in that, I go through Advent, Christmas, and Epiphany, and I talk about all the different days you can celebrate. I give you ideas on how you can tie Christmas into all the different time periods during December and January so that you can truly not feel overwhelmed. If you are feeling overwhelmed and you're trying to juggle homeschooling and cooking and gift buying and all of that, you need to drop the homeschool and really center on Christmas, build relationships, and use Christmas for what you're doing in homeschool. Hello, Stephanie. I just saw that family Bible study guide. Thank you. That would be a good one to do. But in our Christmas celebrations, we talk all about celebrations. We talk about where did we get the history of the Christmas card. And you're going to also get some ideas, and I'll talk about that more tomorrow, about Epiphany and the 12 days of Christmas and how you can celebrate that as well. I want to show you actually 2 more things that are really more for November, but I believe they are things that you can use all the time. One of them is a Give Thanks Mother's Prayer Journal. This particular book I think is great to do during the Advent season, because it can really help moms focus their thoughts on Thanksgiving. And so Rebecca, my friend, has written it, but we sell it for her. And this is generosity and Thanksgiving. You're going to have a verse. You're going to pray. You're going to read and write. You're going to put keywords down. You're going to ask God what He wants you to do. And then this is what you are going to do. So that is one. That is the moms. Then we also have a Give Thanks to God copy work. If your kids are all about themselves and their Christmas lists and commercialism, this may be a good place for them to start, because what they would do for school is they would copy verses that have to do about Thanksgiving. You will be enriched in every way to be generous in every way, which through us will produce thanksgiving to God. And so then there's spaces here for you to actually write. And then the other one that some people are interested in is our gratitude activities for kids. And this has a lot of things that actually it has a whole lesson. Well, here it is. It has a whole lesson on how to write a thank you note. It gives you the questions to ask. So if you want to get your kids to start writing thank you notes, this would be something that you could use. It all comes in this one book. There is a things to be thankful list that you can have your kids start writing down once a day, things that they are thankful for in this gratitude activities for kids. And that's all I have printed out. But there are several ways. There are some fun activities to teach gratitude. Why gratitude now when we already finished Thanksgiving and we're in Christmas? Because I believe kids get that me, me, me. I don't know about you, but my kids would get, it's all about me. And we need to be thinking of other people. And I think when we talk about Thanksgiving, this might be a good resource for you as well. Now I'm going to show one more thing, and this is just a great book for you to use that you could use for reading, you could use for copy work, you could use for Bible, you can use for looking at what was going on during Bethlehem. It is Jotham's Journey. I push it all the time. It is an Advent storybook that it actually tells you. Let's get to the beginning of a chapter or a little lesson. So here we go. Week 2, Tuesday. They're in Jericho. And you read this page, that page, and that page. And then at the end, there's a little discussion for you to discuss what's going on in the story. The thing I like about this is there's cliffhangers. It is about a little boy named Jotham. He is set during the time of Jesus' birth, and he gets separated from his family. Great book. There are others in the series. I don't recommend them. They're a little too politically correct, and this sticks a little bit more with what my Bible theology is. We read this 3 or 4 different years. My kids will still tell you this is probably the one book that they remember reading. So I highly recommend Jotham's Journey. Like I said, you can use it for copy work, narration, dictation, reading aloud. Let them read. I would read it out loud. I would not have my kids reading it to themselves. Cliffhangers, I do not recommend it for preschool or kindergarten. I would recommend it for older kids. It's not that there's any big violence, but it can get a little tense at times. And I think a preschooler sometimes could get scared over that. So that's that. So I've shown you some Thanksgiving resources, even though it's past Thanksgiving, to get our minds focused off of us. I've shared with you Star of Bethlehem and how that is good for junior high and high school, and tie science and Bible together. This is good Christmas Around the World for elementary and middle school kids. And this does history and writing and reading and art and all sorts of different subject areas. Then we have our one for the little kids, Christmas preschoolers, Christmas unit study for preschool and kindergarten. And then I had one more thing. Holiday writing lessons. I shared it in my other, you'll have to watch it. I had it right here a second ago. I got way too many papers. Well, I don't know where it is. St. Lucia's writing lesson. But holiday writing lessons starts, there is a writing lesson for every month of the year, and it's going to celebrate a holiday. And so in February, we do Valentine's Day. In December, we have St. Lucia's Day. I was trying to think. In May, we do a Mother's Day writing activity. So we do a lot of different activities, and the writing has the assignment in it. It gives you the outline. It gives you the stylistic tools. It gives you a checklist at elementary, middle school, and high school as well. And so that would be something good. It gives you all the resources that you need to do any of the writing lessons. And it will come with a video that teaches you exactly how to use this particular resource. So all of these resources are on sale, 30% off when you use the code TOP-DECEMBER. So be sure to use TOP-DECEMBER. I will put the link to the resources in a comment when I finish this video. If you have questions about a resource, please leave a comment. I will be in and out of the Facebook today and tomorrow. I believe the sale ends on Monday night. The coupon will last until Monday night. So you have a couple days to sort of think about it and be able to make a wise decision for your family about what is most helpful. I appreciate you spending time with me. I am Carrie Beck with How to Homeschool My Child. I will be back live tomorrow at 6 o'clock Central Time. I will be talking about keeping the focus on Jesus Christ during Advent, Christmas, and Epiphany. I've shown you some resources, but I really want to talk a lot about keeping the focus on the main thing and how can we do it. If you want to find time, I will say one thing you can do is quit worrying about all the homeschool curriculum and really spend time as a family this month. Thank you so much for spending time with me right now. I'm Carrie Beck with How to Homeschool My Child.